News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Karen Moskow.
Karen, that spike in oil this morning comes as President Donald Trump is ramping up pressure on his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin to negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine. The U.S. has announced sanctions on Russia's biggest oil producers, state-run giant Rosneft and Lukoil. The sanctions mark a U-turn for President Trump. He'd announced last week that he hoped to meet Putin in the coming weeks. Now he says he doesn't want a wasted meeting.
We canceled the meeting with President Putin. It didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel like we were going to get to the place we have to get, so I canceled it. But we'll do it in the future.
Mr. President, can you tell us a little bit about why you're elevating sanctions against Russia right now?
I just felt it was time. We've waited a long time. I thought that we'd go long before the Middle East.
That was President Trump speaking at the White House. This morning, the European Union's joined the U.S. with its own new sanctions package targeting Russia's energy infrastructure.
And we have new developments this morning on the trade front, Nathan. China says Vice Premier Holly Feng plans to meet with U.S. officials, including Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent in Kuala Lumpur tomorrow for the next round of talks. The trade truce that's currently in place is set to expire on November 10th. The meeting comes as both sides have escalated retaliatory measures in recent weeks. Talks are expected later this month between Xi and President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Leaders Summit in South Korea.
Well, back here in New York, Karen, the final debate for mayor is in the books, and Bloomberg's John Tucker's got the latest. John, good morning.
And former Governor Andrew Cuomo sought to cast frontrunner and Democratic Socialist Zoran Mamdani as inexperienced and unprepared. And affordable housing was just one issue on which they clashed.
I understand my friend doesn't really understand government. The governor doesn't build housing in New York City.
Not if it's you.
No, legally, there are jurisdictions.
And Republican Curtis Sliwa was quick to remind everybody that Cuomo left office under a cloud of sex harassment allegations.
Andrew, you didn't leave. You fled from being impeached by the Democrats in the state legislature. Leave. You fled.
Trailing in the polls, Sliwa is under pressure to drop out and support Cuomo. A recent New York Post headline read, "Just walk away, beret," referring to Sliwa's signature red beret. After the debate ended, political betting market Polymarket showed Mamdani with a 93% chance of becoming mayor and Cuomo with a 5.7% shot. The early voting starts Saturday. In New York, I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, John, thank you. Now to the latest on the government shutdown. It's day 23 of the funding impasse in Washington, and a divide may be forming in the Republican Party on how to end it. Members of the ultra-conservative House Freedom Caucus are pushing for a long-term stopgap spending bill that could run well into next year. But House Speaker Mike Johnson has said he wants to negotiate individual spending bills for the fiscal year that began this month. That would probably require another short-term stopgap. House Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith says the longer-term stopgap may be the way to go.
I've been hearing this conversation from senators, from House members, that a CR, not just for a year, but to December 1st of next year. This has been conversations that I've been hearing in Washington, D.C.,
House Ways and Means Chair Jason Smith discussed the issue on Bloomberg's Balance of Power. The current stopgap that the Senate has repeatedly failed to pass would expire on November 21st. Stay with Bloomberg. We'll hear more from Democrats on the shutdown when House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries speaks with Bloomberg's David Gura in Washington. You can catch that conversation today at noon Wall Street time on Bloomberg Radio and the Bloomberg Podcast page on YouTube. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Karen Moskow.
I'm Nathan Hager, and this is Bloomberg.